Hello there, fellow bookish beings. It's Cheska, the bookish Filipina who wants to get serious in my love for books, share my imperfect adventures, and maybe meet some kindred spirits along the way. And today we are going to talk about, oops, excuse me, coffee, our spring book haul. Little disclaimer though, these are not exactly your typical whimsy spring cozy kind of books because I wanted to dedicate this for those of us who appreciate more the sunshine and everything around us blooming when we are reading something stormy and a little dark, because that's just how our beautiful brain works. So, yeah. Anyway, I've been collecting these books since my last haul in November, and I honestly want to do more book hauls. It's just that, well, let's just say that my bookshelf has dreams and my wallet has boundaries. So, anyway, let's get into the haul. The first book that I want to talk about is Villette by Charlotte Brontë. I know spring sounds very much like an Austen time, but it just makes me crave for a Brontë. Comment down below if you get what I mean. Anyway, this is about Lucy Snow, a very introspective young woman who moves to the city to become a teacher, navigating loneliness and complicated emotional attachments along the way. This is said to be Charlotte Bronte's most psychologically complex and mature novel, so the bar is definitely high. And this is my only second Charlotte Brontë after Jane Eyre. And I am excited to get back into her writing, although now she's competing with Anne for the Brontë spot in my heart. And I think this is perfect for those of us who already know the Brontes and want to get to that next level Brontë reading. The second book is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, and this is about a struggling writer who steals the manuscript of her deceased friend and publishes it as her own, only to then spiral as everyone closes in on her, questions on identity, questions on authorship, and stuff like that. I have heard so many good things about this book, and I have resisted reading it for the longest time because I was scared to be disappointed. But my friend just read it, so I thought, let's take the risk. Definitely perfect for those of us who love books about books and morally gray characters. As a morally gray character myself, I suppose. Now, moving on to my second-hand book finds from the second-hand bookstore crawl I did here in Paris. If you're interested, I'll link the video down below or put it in a card somewhere here or here. I don't know where it is. And the first book in that second-hand bookstore crawl is The Interpretation of Murder by Jed Rubenfeld. I picked this book up because of The Alienist, a book that I need to also get to very soon. So this particular book is about the visit of Sigmund Freud in the 1900s New York, and then there's a series of crime that happened that psychology will be key to solving these chain of murders. I think if you have watched Mindhunter, this is definitely the book for you as well. Definitely perfect for us who are craving, a little bit of darkness as everything around us is so light and springy, dare I say. These next two books are actually from one of the famous secondhand bookstores here in Paris called L'Amour du Noir, and they basically only sell crime fiction, classic murder mystery novels. There is a bit about science fiction as well, and it's so amazing. It's quite famous, as I mentioned, and it's actually in my secondhand bookstore crawl video as well if you want to check it out. And the first book that I picked up from there is The Night Manager by Jean Le Carré, or John Le Carré. I don't know, it has an inflection, so I pronounce it in French as Le Carré. Anyway, this is about a hotel night manager who gets pulled into the dangerous world of international espionage. So I guess just when you thought you had a boring job, you mix it up with international espionage. And I actually saw this series in Prime starring Tom Hiddleston. So if you also have a crush on him, then go check it out. And this book as well. And the next book that I picked up from there is Deadly Duo by Margery Allingham, which is a collection of short stories about this very peculiar investigator. And I thought that it would have that perfect British crime fiction charm. Definitely perfect for those of us who love Agatha Christie and is exploring the detective genre. I've forgotten to include it in this pile, but I also picked up The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Mochizuki. Actually got this as a part of a book exchange thing with one of the secondhand bookstores here in Paris. Basically, I gave them like 2 books, and in exchange of that, I got this book. And I picked it up because I was seeing a lot of book covers with cats. So I thought it was a sign. And I'm glad that I did, because this is about a magical coffee shop that appears only under the full moon. And it gives guidance and reveals something about the life of its patrons. So perfect for us who love magical realism and just want some warm hug for those slow reading days. And the last part of this haul will actually be dedicated to mangas. I've been loving reading them, and I do read them in French because here in France you can only get them in French, which I guess makes sense. 2 of them are secondhand, and this is the only new copy that I got. And so I have here L'Atelier des Sorciers, tome 1 and 2. And this is about this girl, Coco. I hope her name is Coco, who stumbles into this world of magic. So definitely perfect for us who love magic and stumbling into magical worlds. And then the other one that I got is Le Petit Fœtus des Livres, and in English it's called Ascendance of a Bookworm. I did not translate that word for word. There is an English title over here. And basically this is about a librarian who gets reincarnated in a world without books. So she has to create the books herself. And I just thought that is the perfect book for those of us who love books about books. So that is it for my spring book haul. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you have any book recommendations for me, do leave them in the comments down below so we can have a bookish chat together. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so we can be bookish and introverted together. And I will see you in the next book. Bye!